What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Just woke up 5:30 in the morning looking at the man cave. I generally, once I wake up, I always, feed my dogs, take them out potty, and then I immediately go to my man cave. And lately I've been playing video games a lot in the morning. I've been doing gym in the afternoon. I just find a better energy and there's better cash back, if you know what I mean. Anywho, looking at my Optimus bust, I'd emailed Queen Studios about the Matrix of Leadership, my issue. I just emailed them directly. Of course, I'm trying to have Resin GK get me a replacement part, because that's my one issue with this piece. The bust itself, no issues. But that, as you saw, was damaged. I angled it so you can't really see it, but it's right there. It's missing a part. I looked in the box and I never found it. And I would ideally like to have it mint, even if right now at, optimal viewing angles I can't see the issue. I'd still like to have a mint version. So, Queen emailed me back asking for my serial number, like the COA and whatnot. So let's see if they actually send me a replacement part, because it said in the instruction manual to contact them. Anywho, the more I look at this, the more I want Bumblebee bust. If I'm brutally honest, folks, I really want it. I love Bumblebee. I bought a freaking, $30,000 Camaro because of my love of Bumblebee. And I'm itching to buy that bee bust. Resin GK has one for me. It's, the DX version. I'd love to get it top shelf, but as you can see, that's simply impossible. Simply impossible. It will fit down low. And it would look good down low because the head is looking up, although in all honesty, it looked best over there based off the way it's angled its head. Like Optimus is looking this way where B is looking this way. Now, of course, the idea was to put B just right here. B bust right here with B. Then you'd have to do probably Optimus there and then Sentinel, Ironhide, and Ratchet. Technically, Jazz isn't from the third Transformer movie. It's just from the first. I don't necessarily care for the character himself. The statue's pretty cool. The reason I want the statue is because it gives me the entire OG line, and I really like that. And I really like how I have it displayed. I have an Optimus in the middle with two on each side. I love that. I definitely love that. There's no way to get a full T3. There's too many Autobots. There was 9 of them. And several of them aren't getting made. So, yeah, it's just not possible. But to have the OG team, I definitely love that. Now, there's a few options on how I could fit B-Bust. One, you could sell that Optimus, which is like my favorite statue down there. I absolutely love that Optimus for many reasons. Let's think about it. It was my second or third Transformer piece. My first one was Megatron, which won Statue of the Year. And then I believe I got Bumblebee and then Optimus. This originally was the regular version, but I ended up buying the shotgun. So I have the DX, although I prefer that look. The axe and the gun. That gun is sick looking. Of course, I got the truck, the battle damaged bust. Decided to display his shield back there, and I kind of wanted to display a sword as well. So I might whip out a sword and have it just like back there. Anywho, I love this statue. It's freaking amazing. Tons of swap outs, and it's just like a standard, that version of Optimus. Now, this version, of course, is overall superior, but it has his untraditional guns in the wings. It's untraditional. It's from a very particular moment in T3. Very epic moment, bear in mind. But I do want him to have, more standard look. And this one also is not the standard look. It's the night mode when he got the knight armor, like the gauntlets, when he was recruiting Grimlock. So it's not the traditional one, and I just can't see myself ever selling Optimus. But I was thinking of one idea. If I bring this shelf forward a little bit, right now I have it slightly back. I bring it forward to match that shelf. I move him slightly up and to the right, put Ratchet there, and then Ironhide there. So it's like all three. Having Ratchet in the back, 'cause he's the tallest. I might be able to fit Ironhide, Ratchet, and Jazz on that shelf. Maybe. That's a big fat maybe. You know, I'd put the tallest one in the back. I could also do Jazz in the back and like have him boosted up a little bit. He's a little bit wider, where Ratchet's not as wide. Ironhide's also pretty wide, so I just worry about optimal viewing angles. All three could definitely fit on this, but you couldn't fit I'd have to pair Optimus with Sentinel, B with B bust. If this was just a 48-inch, it wouldn't be an issue at all. I can fit all three, no problem. So a 36 is where I'm struggling. Now, we're not going to sell Starscream, and I love that Megatron. It's quite different versus this one. Both design, color scheme, swap outs. You know, on T4, we got set in hand. We've already sold this guy's just on payment plan. So it's like, if I put Ironhide in this display, you know, I mean, as you can see, there's very little room right now as is. But I could scoot that over a tiny bit. I'd have to try it to see if it works. That's the only way I could fit B-Busts unless we sell that Optimus. You know, and the reason we'd sell Optimus, even if it's my favorite, simply because we already have that Optimus. And, you know, we only have one of each of these characters. You know, and then, of course, you put, you know, Sentinel and Ironhide here, and basically have Sentinel surrounded by the OG team, and then B with B-Bust. So that's kind of my dilemma, what I'm thinking right now. I could just leave it as is, or we get B-Bust. I do really like B-Bust, and I love the photos of B with Optimus. You know, B's a little bit smaller than Optimus. He was, 36 inches tall. B is like 32. So he's a little bit smaller, as you can see. You know, of course, he's quite a bit smaller in the movie as well. He's like almost half the size of Optimus. But when you compare the two busts, they're almost similar. You know, like their chest area and head are quite similar in size. Gizmo always has to be on Daddy's lap. He's a lapdog, folks. Always on the Daddy's lap. So yeah, that's the one thing I've been considering is the B bust. I know Mike Costa didn't like the B bust, but I still love it. In every photo I've seen, I still love it. I think it looks amazing. For those of you who do own it, should Flankster get it? Should we sell Optimus? Should we try to clutter in Ironhide in that tiny 36-inch wide shelf? There's no room for any other Transformers here. Just not possible. So yeah. It's definitely a tricky one. I also wonder if Queen's ever going to make Megatron bust. If they made Megatron, that I would be very tempted. Because one, it's ridiculously big, and it'd be such a good companion to this. The only place I could even put Megatron bust is where you have King Ghidorah, though. Like, you would have to remove Ghidorah and put Megatron bust right there. But man alive, King Ghidorah is so sick. And of course, it can't fit down low. Anyways, what do you guys think of that? You know, there's definitely a few areas in my collection I've always thought could flow a little bit better. Still uncertain on the Predator right here. I think it does work, but it also doesn't. G.I. Joe's okay. It's kind of a one-off. I think I prefer an Atari bust there versus that Predator. I mean, if I got the Atari, I'd be very tempted to get the 1/3 or the Prime 1, but no space. Down low, you could not fit the 1/3 nor the full Prime 1 Dio. Full Prime 1 Dio does require a 48-inch wide shelf. I've also considered potentially even downgrading Zelda further, if I'm honest. It kind of depends on these next few weeks. I think, honestly, these next week and a half is extremely crucial to my plans in many, many ways. You know, several parts of my collection could change based off the Prime 1 event and another project. You know. So yeah, it's definitely Prime 1 event, and some other things are very crucial to my collection, on if we're going to make some changes. And I'm also thinking we should have the Mark 43 here soon. Resin GK's shipping that bad boy to me. I actually canceled my Sume Frieza order with Hexapus because he just wasn't shipping. And instead, I've ordered it through Resin GK, so he's going to be shipping. Although we're doing C shipping just because it's 2 big boxes. Mark 43 will be DHL shipped. But Sume Frieza should finally ship next week, because when you order from someone and they say it's in stock in 2 months it doesn't ship, that pisses me the frick off, folks. So had to cancel the Hexapus order. Resin GK's hooking me up. I'm honestly not sure about selling the J&D girls. They are so good. And if I'm brutally honest, this side of the collection has never looked better than how it looks now. Like right now, it's perfection. I've tried doing Prime 1 Harley, Prime 1 Joker, and Mara. It looks out of scale with Mara there. I tried Black Adam, and, you can do Black Adam, Harley, and Aquaman. Black Adam kind of looks out of place. I think the best I could do would be, theoretically, Prime 1 Harley, then J&D Mara in the middle, and then Aquaman. And then you could move these two to the left and then do Black Adam with these two. That would probably be the best scenario if we sell the J&Ds. And then down here you do Joker and Deadshot. We wouldn't have space for Shazam in this setup I'm mentioning. So you'd just do Shazam next to Aquaman and then put Mark 43 where Black Adam is. Although part of me really doesn't want to sell the J&D girls. Part of me really wants to do the J&D girl wall, because I really love the J&Ds next to the girls. They look so good. But you can't move Catwoman out of that display. The only other thing you could consider is moving all of this over there and move Joker, Bale, and Catwoman over here. That way it continues the whole bustin' 1/3 line. That's quite difficult. I don't think it fits, though. If you know what I mean. Like, let's say you moved this there, that there, and then did Harley and Mara and Aquaman. Well, you'd have to actually move Aquaman. If you wanted to do all the girls together, you'd have to do Catwoman where Aquaman's at. And then, of course, you'd want to do Batman Joker. It doesn't fit. It's best to leave it as is. Yeah, it's really hard to sell. Now, I saw a repaint of this. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it on, statue forum. Man, it looks so good on a repaint. The likeness is really brought out. Because, I think the sculpt is great on this statue. The paint job is good for mass-produced, but the repaint looked much better. However, to repaint this cost about $800. I think eventually I will get it repainted. Eventually. However, the thing is, even with a really good repaint, nothing comes close to as good as this. This has the best sculpt, paint, and detail of any Wonder Woman out there for a statue. The bust I still think is the best, but J&D is definitely the second best. It definitely has the best hair, though. The hair beats the bust. I wish Infinity would do a better job. The thing is, it's harder to do a life-size hair like this because of the weight. The weight of this hair. The bigger it gets, the more it weighs, the harder it is to get it to look that pristine. That's why J&D can make the hair so good, because it doesn't weigh a lot. So it's easy to, maintain that look of hair in the box. So J&D hair is always perfect. Doesn't weigh a lot. Yeah, it is a tough one to sell those J&D girls, folks. Plus, I haven't had too many interests. I've had a few, inquiry. Had people offer me $2,000 for Harley. Believe it or not, zero. Well, one asked about Wonder Woman, but no one's really interested in Wonder Woman. Which is fine, like I said. If they don't sell, I kind of hope they don't sell, because I'd rather just keep them. But goodness gracious, if you guys knew about this other project. Jupiter. I also had a thought. That box right there, what if we like flattened it and put it right in the middle of all that? I think there's some plastic in there, but I also think I could flatten that box. Although, I don't know if that'd work. I'm going to test it out because I got the Chucky box out yesterday to put it back, but I'm also thinking when I get that out, I may try to flatten it. Just so it's like background, you know. Anywho, folks, I am about to play some video games, so just some random, you know, I did raise the Lita like I said I would. I gotta say, I'm real happy with the TV area. Terminator horror. I think this room has turned out real good. But Prime 1 doing monsters, there could potentially be changes in this collection in the future. I think this might be the final Prime 1 event I attend. Because after this, if I'm ever going to get a statue collection, I can't attend those events. I gotta get off social media. There's too much temptation when you see it. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys often go through your room and kind of do what I do? See you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.